is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
AARP Arkansas is hosting a free screening of Dear Sirs, a documentary telling the story of a World War II American prisoner of war through the eyes of his grandson. Here to talk about the film is AARP Veterans Team volunteer Henry Jemison. Thank you so much for coming in today, Henry. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's talk a little bit about this film. You know, it sounds really interesting. What's it about?
Well, it's Mr. Silvio, Sergeant Silvio, his grandson, who stayed across the street from him for a number of years before he passed. He found out later on he didn't know that much about his grandfather. And his grandfather turned out to be a World War II veteran. Wow. And not only a World War II veteran, but a POW. So that turned out to be, he went down the rabbit hole and it was pretty deep.
Yeah. Especially, you know, something like that, not knowing the history, and then for something to be that kind of heavy is such a unique thing.
Correct. I
know that, you know, when watching the film for you, was there anything that kind of stood out to you or that you discovered?
Yeah, a whole lot of things. The World War II thing, you know, I'm a veteran, and my dad is a Vietnam veteran. So just that tie of, you know, being related to a veteran during wartime, it's a lot of baggage to kind of, you know, gives you a lot of things to think about.
Absolutely.
And with Silvio, his whole thing was he passed down the same training to his children, his grandchildren, and the most significant thing, they all learned to play the accordion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
it's kind of an interesting
like
connector.
a family tradition for them to do the accordion. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And so why is AARP deciding to screen this film?
For AARP, it's pretty much a natural fit. We offer so many free services and resources for veterans, so we just kind of get this story here to kind of tie in to get veterans' attention, and then once we get them in, AARP can kind of let them know what all the different things we offer.
So it's a great way to kind of expand on their interests while also, it's educational as well. Like you said, kind of a heartwarming story, but then also there's other things that they can benefit from too.
Yeah. World War II veterans, of course, you know, with being so long ago, we don't have that many still around. As a matter of fact, they had a Sergeant Kemp out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He just recently passed, and his daughter was a co-worker of mine. And it kind of hit home. All of this World War II stuff was right there in sync together. And you just looking at the information on there, you see a DD-214 with World War II on there. I mean, you got a historic artifact right there in your hand. So,
it just kind of gets your attention and hits home for you.
Yes.
And then finally, you know, what are the details for this? You know, when is the screening and all of that information?
It's going to be Monday, September 12th, 6 to 7. Okay. It's going to be over. Actually, you kind of register at AARP.org. And once you get registered, then you can do the virtual viewing.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Okay, Henry, well, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to have all that information also on our website. We're going to be right back, though, after this break with a final check of your forecast.